DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, it's Sunday afternoon, and it's the day after St. Patrick's Day. I was watching a few videos and like the live parades and stuff like that. It's pretty incredible how much, I was going to say, influence that a land that now has, like probably, if you take the north and the south, it's probably around five, it's less than 6 million people anyway, and how what an influence it has all over the world. Yeah, that is impressive. So Mrs. DC is off to work, and I got up just as she was getting ready to go to work, just to say hello before going back to bed for a little while. And there was a song that was playing on the radio, and it was something I thought like, wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. It was "Those Were the Days," Mary Hopkins. Hopkin, I think. Yeah, I got it actually here. You might remember that, especially those of you who are my age and older. It's the song that we know is from 1968, but it's like a remake somehow of a Russian song, which I don't know, of course, how old that Russian song is. But I mean, I had the impression actually it could have been even older, and then I realized, 68 is quite a ways away now. I mean, that is 50 years this year, isn't it? Is that 60? Is that right? 1968 remake. Yeah. So, I mean, that is 50 years old. So, that's still pretty old. And I just was listening to it this morning on the radio, and I was thinking, wow, so many things have passed. And I mean, in 1968, I was 11 years old. And we did have a tag not too long ago where we talked about things going on when we were kids, and I was thinking like 68, well, that means that I would have been in probably like in grade, would that be grade 5, something like that, I guess. If I think I started school in 1963. Yeah, so, that's not even out of grade school yet, but interesting. Interesting times. I was looking, when you think of it, the words like, of course it starts off with the tavern, but I mean, it's like once upon a time we were in a tavern where we used to raise a glass or two. Remember how we laughed away the hours and dreamed all the great things we could do. And the famous chorus, those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We'd live the life we choose. We'd fight and never lose. For we were young and sure to have our way. But I mean, basically the song goes on, and the person who's singing, realizes that things, those were the days, yes, because today the person is aged and doesn't see life as it was, and at one point there was, when the pressure changes in the fan, somehow it does that. But there's one point where the person says, through the door there came familiar laughter. That's verse 4. I saw your face and heard you call my name. Oh, my friend, we're older but no wiser, for in our hearts the dreams are still the same. It's funny, when I read that, I was thinking like, well, is that really true? Are we older and no wiser? I know people will often say, history repeats itself because basically people don't look at what happened in history, so they just make the same mistakes over and over again. And there might be something to that. We're older and not wiser. I mean, if you think about yourselves, I mean, a lot of the people who are actually going to be watching this are older than 20 years old. And most of us, I mean, we probably have forgotten that we're getting to be old people in this body. We still think, that we're the same young people that we were until we try to do something and realize, that yeah, the machinery is getting older. But I don't know. I was reading that. I was thinking like, what age would I want to be? That was something that comes up every now and then. That could be a tag, I guess. What would be your ideal age? And somehow, it's always every time I think about my younger self, I keep wondering, well, would I want to be my younger self again? And most of the time, I'd probably answer, not really. Um, I like the way things have gone, and would I like to have some things of younger self? There was a song. I think it might be I think it might be a Christian song. So what I'm saying might not be so well known in the secular world, where the person talks to the younger self. But correct me on that one. I'm not quite certain. And talks about what could have been done, what could have been different, and at the same time, we all know that the younger selves, we make mistakes, but we should learn from them. So are we older and not wiser? It comes out to that theme, doesn't it? Yeah, it was just one of those things. It was really like a blast from the past when I heard that song. I hadn't heard it for quite a while, and it really got me to thinking. Thinking about people that I know, and not just like the YouTube friends and so on. It would just got me thinking about a lot of old friends that I haven't seen for many 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 years. And I know like this week I have a cousin who's coming up from Mississippi. He's gonna go. He'll be seeing my mom, and it's been like years and years, and I haven't seen him for over 40 years. Like 40 years probably. And we're back on contact thanks to social media, and it is great. So there are things that I wouldn't want to be back then in those days. Yeah. Okay, so that was just a little coffee break. Mrs. DC, as I said, is working, and I am I finished off the luggage and stuff, and just kind of like trying to think of what else do I need to think of before this trip that we're going to be doing on Thursday. If you want to know which trip, it's the one I talked about a little bit yesterday, and I'll probably talk about it more in upcoming vlogs before we leave, but that's soon. That's Thursday. Yeah, so that'll be DC signing off. Maybe I'll make another video today. I don't know. Probably not, actually. Okay, take care, everybody, and have a nice Sunday. Hope that you are all well. Bye-bye.